Can you see this house? Yes, this is where I live. From the outside, it looks ordinary, unremarkable even. Faded walls, windows streaked with grime, curtains sagging like tired lungs. But step inside and you will feel it. The air is heavy, stale, saturated with bitterness. Look closely. The home is never still. The living room is a battlefield. Cushions tossed on the floor, toys scattered like landmines, half-empty cups of tea gathering flies. The dining table is buried under old newspapers and half-finished homework. The sink is choked with dirty dishes that reek of last night's meal. Nothing here is ever clean, nothing ever in order. And at the center of it all, there he is, Ajay, the husband. Listen, his voice is thunderous, shaking the very walls. Today he's raging about socks, a pair gone missing, and suddenly it's proof of his wife's incompetence. His forehead glistens, his teeth grind, his words cut like knives. And there she is, Priya, his wife. Her eyes lowered, lips pressed tight, her spirit folding inward. She was not always like this. Once, she had a career, a spark, a purpose. She abandoned it all for him, for this family. She believed sacrifice was the price of love. But love never came, only humiliation. Now she is a ghost of herself, older than her years, worn thin by disappointment. Do you hear that sound? Not just Ajay's shouts, not just Priya's muffled sobs. There, running feet, loud, reckless laughter. The children. The older one is a boy, Arav, wild, untamed, defiant in every way. His books lie unopened, his gears broken, his voice rising to match his father's temper. He storms about as if the house belongs to him, careless of his mother's exhaustion, blind to her tears. The younger one is a girl, Anya, smaller, sharper, no less reckless. She whines, she wails, she stamps her feet until she gets her way. Her crayons scrawl across walls. Her clothes are strewn across the floor. Together, they turn the house into a storm, screaming, fighting, demanding. Their laughter is not sweet. It is piercing, chaotic, desperate for attention. They inherit their father's rage, his disdain, and they pour it upon their mother like water on a drowning woman. And Priya, she tries to keep up. She bends, she breaks, she gathers the mess and wipes the tears. Her hands scrub and cook and serve, yet still she is told she is failing. The house mirrors her collapse, rooms sinking deeper into clutter, air thick with anger and disappointment. Even the walls seem to sag under the weight of their voices. This is not a home. It is a cage, a place where dreams are smothered, where patience rots, where love does not survive. Ajay looks different today. Not his usual fiery self. No shouts, no curses, only silence. His eyes are bloodshot, his forehead damp with sweat. He stares at the screen in front of him as though it has betrayed him. And perhaps it has. The numbers he trusted so blindly are now red, bleeding across the market. His investments, every last rupee, gone. The stock market has crashed, dragging his pride with it. I watch him slump onto the sofa, his head sinking into his hands. His breathing quickens, shallow and erratic. Palpitations rattle his chest. Then, without warning, he stiffens, clutches his heart, and collapses. A massive stroke. I was standing right there, so close I could almost feel the last tremors of his pulse, but I did not help. How could I? After all, I was the one who whispered the wrong stocks into his ear. I was the one who led him to ruin. When Priya returned from the school run, her world shattered. She ran to him, screaming, her tears soaking his shirt as she begged him to breathe. But Ajay's body was still, his face pale. Her cries echoed through the house, but no one came. No relatives, no friends, only silence. They had all abandoned her long ago. I could have comforted her. I could have eased her grief. But I chose not to. She somehow gathered herself long enough to call the ambulance, her fingers trembling on the keypad. The house was in chaos. Her wailing, Ajay's lifeless body on the floor. Soon the children came home. Anya first. Her eyes were already heavy with shame. She had failed again in her class test. The paper trembled in her hands as she debated whether to show it to her mother. I leaned close and whispered, "Hide it. She has enough pain already. Don't let her see." And so she shoved it deep into her bag, burying her failure like a secret seed that would grow in darkness. Then came Arav, the elder one. He did not even look at his father. He switched on his video game, drowning himself in flickering lights and false victories. The storm at home was too much for him, and I knew just what to offer. I slipped an idea into his restless mind. Just a puff, a cigarette, a quick escape from the weight crushing him. He listened. He always does. Priya, meanwhile, received a call from the hospital. Fees had to be paid immediately. Her voice broke as she explained she had no money, no one to turn to. I could almost taste her despair. As her well-wisher, I reminded her of the jewelry locked away in the cupboard. After all, I told her, gold is meant for hard times. And isn't this the hardest of them all? One by one, her defenses fell. Priya is exhausted now, frustrated. Her hair unkempt, her eyes ringed with shadows. I watch her sink into the corner of her bed, her body curling in on itself. For a fleeting moment, she considers ending it all, escaping the misery once and for all. And I agree. Freedom is a beautiful thing. Anya has failed again, thrice in a row. The principal's patience has worn thin. Soon she will be rusticated. Arav, my dear boy, has gone further. The cigarettes were only the beginning. Drugs, bad company, late nights, they've swallowed him whole. And Priya? She still clings to the pieces, but her hands are slipping. Me? I am only watching, only advising, only enjoying their ruin, one breath at a time. Ajay never returned from the hospital. His last breath slipped quietly through his lips, leaving Priya truly alone for the first time in her life. No husband, no partner, only debts, whispers, and despair. But fate was not done with her yet. Arav, the elder son, the one who had once drowned his pain in flickering screens, slipped further into darkness. That night, drunk and reckless, he got behind the wheel. A child crossed the road, innocent, fragile. In a moment, the boy's life was gone, and Arav's was shackled in chains. The police came. Priya screamed, but nothing could undo what had been done. Her daughter Anya was taken away to a foster home. Priya's arms, once so full of purpose, now hung empty. And Priya herself? She had no strength left, no courage, no fight. The weight of her grief, her failures, and her shame crushed her completely. One evening, with hollow eyes and trembling feet, she climbed the narrow staircase to the roof. Her sari trailed behind her like a funeral shroud. The world below waited in silence, ready to swallow her whole. Her story ended there, but mine did not. Because you see, I love this house. I love houses like this. Houses where chaos festers in every corner. Where women are silenced, beaten down, stripped of dignity. Where children rot in rebellion. Where anger is louder than love. Where the floors are stained, the walls unwashed, the air heavy with bitterness. This is where I thrive. And more than anything, I love to feed it. To push them deeper into their misery. To whisper doubts into their ears. To twist their rage tighter. To break them piece by fragile piece until nothing remains but ruin. You wonder who I am? Some call me Alakshmi. Others call me Jesta, the goddess of misfortune, of poverty, of strife, the infamous sister of Lakshmi. I dwell in filth, in conflict, in broken homes where love has died. That is where I am strongest. That is where I belong. I feel it is necessary to balance the world by eradicating chaos and negativity. This house was mine. Now my work here is finished, and so I must leave. I must find another. Perhaps yours? The shadows are always watching. If you dare, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, new nightmares await you every Wednesday and Saturday. Don't miss the next descent into darkness. We'll be waiting.